Hi friends, in this video we are going to see the introduction to data structures. Data structures literally means organizing the data into the memory of the computer. So why do we want to organize the data into the memory? There are 2 points. First point is that we can store the data into the memory very efficiently. In the field of computer science, we need to deal with a large amount of data. So while doing so, we need to store the data very efficiently because memory is a scarce resource. Second point is that we need to retrieve the data from the computer memory very fast. So let's get started. The content of the video. First, we are going to see what is a data, the difference between data and information. Second, we are going to see what is a data structure. Third, we are going to see why we are going to structure the data and save it in memory. Fourth point, we are going to see how it is arranged in memory. Last, we are going to see the types of data structures. Linus Torvalds says, bad programmers worry about the code. Good programmers worry about data structure and their relationship. This is because code alone is not sufficient. We need to deal with the data structure and their relationship for efficient coding. Before starting with what is a data structure, we need to know what is a data. Data is a collection of facts such as numbers, words, measurements, observation, or just description of things. For example, for a student, the marks are his data. It is measured with numbers like integer value or a floating value. Although data and information seem to be similar, they have differences. Data is an individual unit, but information is a group of data. Data does not have a specific meaning, but information has a logical meaning. For example, a student mark is a data, but average marks of a class is an information. Individual mark does not have a specific meaning, but in information, the average mark of a class has a logical meaning and is sufficient for decision making. In this slide, let's talk about the difference between data and information. Let's keep in mind the example of data and information. A student mark is a data, while the average mark of the class is an information. First point, data is an individual unit that does not carry any specific meaning. Student mark, the example student mark is an individual unit, but it does not carry any specific meaning. But the average marks of the student, it is a group of data that has a logical meaning. This is an information. Data is measured in bits and bytes, but information is measured with some units like time, quality, or quantity. Third point, raw data alone is not sufficient for decision making, but for information, the average marks of the class is sufficient for decision making. Now, let's see what is a data structure. Data structure is a way of organizing the data into a computer memory very efficiently. While speaking about efficiency, it is in terms of memory space and the time of retrieval. In the field of computer science, we need to deal with a large amount of data. So when a memory space is small, we need to organize the data in such a way that we can occupy maximum space in the memory. And also that while retrieving the data from the memory, we need to retrieve it very fast. So efficiency means in terms of both memory space and time. This slide shows an example of a ordered data. The data structure works in a similar manner. When we go to a vegetable shop, the shopkeeper organizes the vegetable in such a manner that it is easy for him to store a large amount of vegetables in the shelf. And also that if a customer comes and asks for a vegetable, he can retrieve the vegetable from the shelf and give it to the customer very efficiently. The data structure works in the similar manner. Each data structure has a way to organize the data into the memory of the computer, and also it has a way to retrieve the data from the computer very fast. This is a second example of a ordered data. When we go to a departmental store, the items will be organized in such a fashion that the customer can retrieve the items very fast. Like the masala items will be together, the snacks items will be together. It is organized in a particular fashion that it is easy for the retrieval of the customer. The third example of ordered data can be seen in a pharmacy. The medicines will be organized in such a fashion that it is easy for the pharmacist to retrieve the medicines from the shelf very efficiently. The data structure works in the similar fashion. So what happens if the data are not organized in the memory? It will be in a random fashion and it will not be easy for us to retrieve the data when it is required. Now let's see the need for the data structure. There are 2 points. First point is that it will be easy for us to save a large amount of data in the computer. Second point is that when there is a requirement, it will be easy for us to fetch or locate the data from the computer memory. Now let's have an insight of the memory arrangement. This is a memory which is arranged in rows and columns. Now let's consider the grid with small circles in it. Each circle is called as a memory cell, which is the basic block of a memory. For our easy understanding, let's take the memory grids and convert it into blocks, which is given in yellow color. Each grid is called as a memory cell. One cell can occupy 1 byte of data, which is equal to 8 bits. So each bit is a flip-flop. It can be a 0 or 1. Let's recap. One cell is equal to 1 byte, which is equal to 8 bits, that is equal to 8 flip-flops, which can save a 0 or 1. Now, if we have an integer value can occupy 2 bytes, which is equal to 2 cells, which is equal to 2 into 8, that is equal to 16 flip-flops. It can occupy 16 zeros and ones. When it is a character, it can occupy 1 byte, that is equal to 1 cell, that is equal to 8 flip-flops. It can save 8 zeros or ones. When it is a character array, one character is equal to 1 byte. So, in a character array of size 5, it will be equal to 1 into 5 bytes, which is equal to 5 cells. Now that we know what is a memory cell, let's see the need for a data structure. Suppose that we have 2 character arrays of size 24. The first block, blue block, is character array A, and second block, green color, is character array B. Suppose we want to allocate a character array of size 10. Is it possible here? We have 2 spaces here with each one occupying 8 cells, but a character allocates continuous memory locations. We have 10 locations, which is not continuous, so we will not be able to allocate space for character array of 10. Since the data are not organized, we are not able to use the space which is available. So we need to find an appropriate data structure so that the data are organized in the memory of the computer so that memory is used efficiently. We know that an array occupies continuous memory locations. But what if we use a data structure which is not continuous but can be accessed sequentially? Let's take for example a linked list data structure. Linked list has a head and a tail, which is a sequential data structure. It starts with the head node and ends with the tail node. But the data are scattered in memory but connected to itself. When we store the data in a scattered manner, we can occupy a large amount of data into the memory. An array occupies a block of data, whereas a linked list stores the data in a scattered manner, but it is accessed sequentially like an array. This is the efficiency of a data structure. When we use a data structure, the data are saved in a organized manner which will be easy for retrieval and easy for efficient storage of data. Now let's talk about the different types of data structure. Since real life problems are not similar, we need to select an appropriate data structure for each problem. We have different types of already existing data structures. Data structure can be classified into primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structures are data types like character, integer, floating point, string or character. Non-primitive data structures are classified into linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Linear data structure, as the name says, it is in a linear fashion, sequential order. Linear data structure further can be classified into static and dynamic. Static data structure is an array, whereas dynamic data structure are linked list, stack and queue. The array is a static data structure because the size of the array cannot be changed during execution. But linked list, stack and queue can be changed during execution time. Coming to the nonlinear data structure, there are two types. First one is tree data structure and second one is graph data structure. Now let's see real-time examples of all the data structures. First is a linked list. Here we have given a real-life example of a linked list. These girls are playing a secret passing game. The dark blue t-shirt passes the secret to the light blue t-shirt. It is in a one-way direction. The secret passes from the dark blue t-shirt to the light blue t-shirt in a one-way direction. This is how the linked list is accessed. The data are accessed sequentially one after the other like the secret passing game. This is an example of a stack. The first example shows a stack of chapatis. The common way of accessing the chapati is that the last kept chapati is taken first. The second example is a stacking toy. The last inserted data is taken first. So a stack is a last in first out data structure. In a queue data structure, the first inserted value is deleted first, like the queue in a departmental store. The person who enters the queue first will be serviced first. The second example of a queue is a coffee shop. When we go to a coffee shop, the person who orders first will be serviced first. Linked list, stack and queue are all linear data structures which is as is sequentially, that is one after the other. Now we are going to see a non-linear data structure. Non-linear data structure has two types. First one is tree data structure and second one is a graph data structure. This is an example of a tree data structure. It is like a inverted tree. The top node is called as the root node, whereas the bottom nodes are called as the leaf nodes. Here is a family tree. The ancestor, grandfather and grandmother are called as the root node and the children in the lower ones are called as the leaf node. The example of a graph data structure is a graph formed by a Google map. When we travel with a Google map, it shows different paths from one place to another, from the source to the destination. This is called as a graph data structure. Now let's have a recap of this video. First we saw what is a data structure. Data structure is a way of organizing the data in the computer memory which makes the computer memory efficient. Second, we saw the need for the data structure. There are 2 points. First one is the ability to store a large amount of data in the memory and second one is retrieving the data very fast. And we saw different types of data structures and its own principles. Every data structure is used to organize the large amount of data in the computer memory. And every data structure follows a particular principle. An insertion or a deletion performed on the stack should not violate the basic principle of the data structure.